Skateboarding in Moscow is starting to become popular in the last year, because before that it was not the kind of sport that all the people would be able to do, because they were not selling any decks or anything. There was only one kind of skateboard, like Russian skateboard, but you can't do anything on it. It's just a slalom skateboard. And so most of the decks were getting sent to us by our friends from States, or maybe some people would go to Europe or States and they would buy for us. Last year there was a shop opened in Moscow and they started to sell decks. So right now we hope that maybe in the next 2 years it will become a sport like it's everywhere, like it is in States or in Europe, because it's really extreme and what you're getting from it is really great feeling.
Hi, welcome to Moscow.
Welcome to our house.
I'm Tim.
I'm Andrei.
We're going to the Prodigy concert tonight, but before then we're going to show you Moscow. We're at one of the best flea markets. You can get great bargains here. Things are really changing in Russia, because now you are not afraid of being noticed by some secret services guys, so you can look colorful now, finally. Speaking of bright colors, here we have a perfect example of really bright, cool colors on a really nice pair of shoes. I need now green hair, and that'll be it. I'll be Keith. Keith, look out, I'm coming.
We are in one of the most fashionable shops in Moscow.
It's called Club Hollywood, and it's one of the few places where you can get dressed for concerts.
I can take it much longer.
Since youth culture started to develop and Prodigy and other big groups started arriving in Russia, they started opening stores like this for people, young people in Russia, to keep with the fashion. The Prodigy for me is not only the energy of their music, but as well the way they act. They act on the stage, they act in life, the way they dress. I really enjoy it. Now we're at the place where you get music that you can really afford to buy.
Yeah, it's spirit market, when you can get very cheap CDs, tapes.
You can get anything here, like t-shirts in there, any kind of accessory, any kind of music. It's a cult place for Muscovites to go.
And now we go to the concert.
We're so excited, Prodigy has come to Moscow, we are going to the concert now!
Wild to set up a big snowboard ramp in the middle of a city and import loads of snow in and just watch the riders riding. It's really cool.
Red Square packed, and even the streets sort of went off at the difference, each side was packed, so it blew me away.
The Urban High, the most unusual event ever happened in Moscow. And the snowboard show, they got approximately 200 tons of snow at the Kremlin wall. And the Prodigy, with their style, with their look, with their crazy, absolutely crazy shows. It's the most amazing thing that could ever happen. The Kremlin, it's the most official building in our country. People joke that Urban High will wake up Lenin.
We wanted to go to emerging cities, and we started off in Berlin at the Brandenburg Gate and Prague, and now here in Moscow. I don't think there's any greater example of an emerging city than Moscow.
It's the ultimate combination of dance music with the Prodigy and some other great bands, and extreme sports, 20 of the world's best snowboarders, air and style display, competition, jumps, and it's all free for the youth of Moscow to come and enjoy. It's called cryogenic snow, and it's a big secret and very expensive, but I can tell you, really, it's air, water, and a little bit of nitrogen, and it's mind-blowingly simple.
It's an unusual technology we stumbled on a couple of years back. It's friendly to the environment and pretty simple process, and it's real snow. It's what you would ski on in a ski resort.
Moscow has not seen an event of this nature before, and we think it'll be very popular. We think it will draw a big crowd. It is free. It is in Red Square. It's in the heart of town, and there's a buzz on it. Everywhere you can see today, all the kids are coming down to see what's going on.
With a free event in Moscow, it's quite unusual, and with Prodigy, who have a #1 album in so many countries now, I think we're going to get in excess of 150, probably 120 to 150,000.
Hey there everybody, this is Tom and Steve from Austria. We're down here in Moscow at the Kremlin, having a little sightseeing tour just before our show this afternoon. See you all there. Snowboarding is very new for Russia, and it's going to bring in a lot of new lifestyle, what we're doing today for Russian young people. That's really cool. I'm really happy that we can do that. Moscow, comparing to the other cities we've been doing this so far, is quite different because it's got a big culture and big history. So it's really nice for us to be here, and we hope for a lot of people tonight, for a big crowd, so we can make a good show and we all have a good time in Moscow. There's a lot of people now, and I guess there's going to be a lot more, and I hope we can even make it back to the hotel. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on us. It's a great experience jumping off one of those jumps. There's 10,000 people watching you, and it never happens on the mountain. Huh? I don't know, it makes you feel like a rock star or something. It's really awesome to be here in Russia, in Moscow, because everybody knows of the history and stuff, and right now, like a couple of years later, it's a snowboard ramp here, right next to the Red Square. And I'm totally like it to be here and show the crowd what we can do on a snowboard, because I don't think they have seen it too many times before.
Take my smiley pill. I'm gonna just smile to kill.
It's a fun competition. Like all the riders here, we know each other, we are friends, and it's a competition, but it's not important. It's just like everyone has a good show and everyone has fun here.
That's what snowboarding is all about, having fun with your friends, go and ride the mountain.
Here in Moscow, and you got about 120,000 people watching you. That's totally something different. It's amazing because you get so motivated. You give 120%. The people screaming, yelling at you, give 120%, and that just makes you ride better sometimes.
I finished the practice jump, and now it's time for a real fat contest. talking about like 200,000 people. I mean, it's a big rush.
You're up there and then you feel like a cold goes down your back because there's so many people. You go, wow.
Just the gut feeling you get when you stand on the top there, it's indescribable. It's just the best feeling I've ever had. Thank you, MTV, for watching, of course. We'll be back.
Blew me away to actually sort of, you know, see Red Square packed, and even the streets that sort of went off at the difference, you know, each side was packed, you know. So for the Russian kids, they hadn't sort of seen that sort of thing in any shape or form, you know, and to suddenly have, you know, bands turn up, snowboarders turn up, a big ramp in an area where they're usually sort of searched before they enter. And then just be free to sort of pack the streets and, you know, go wild. I think that must have been quite an event for them, really.
You know, it's pretty wild to set up a big snowboard ramp in the middle of a city and import loads of snow in and just watch the riders riding. It's really cool. In a country where everything's so like restricted, I mean, for those few hours, people can just have a good time and feel free. Do you know what I mean?
I am really into it, but when you see them boys jumping like they do, you think, God, I'm shit. And all I do is hurt myself, and I don't get anywhere near anything like that.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't fancy going down that road, to be honest with you. More so, the most thing is a stopping space. Do you know what I mean? They sort of hit the ground and got about 8 foot to stop. I wouldn't fancy none of that. But if it was a little bit wider, I might think about it. So you traverse a bit before you get to the bowl. No, that's respectful, man. That'll get some wicked air.
Actually, I've seen a photograph of Lever on his last trip, and he had big air, so I've got to respect him for that.
Yeah, it was respectful.
It's quite good. My sister's quite good on a computer, and she just sort of like put a bit of blue space between it. It's quite good. You can get some good shots like that.
This event is very important for youth of Moscow because, I mean, it's an open event which is very good. I mean, because Prodigy is very, very popular here. So, I mean, it's a great event, I think.
You can't compare it to a normal gig because it's a whole event, isn't it? It's not our show. But it's definitely the biggest crowd we're playing.